Hi everybody, so Mark here, and in today's video, I just want to share about the question of should you invest in that coaching program. And the reason why I share this story is because right as of this time, this video, I just made an investment into a $25,000 per year investment, and it was actually more stressful that I invested previously $30,000 for different reasons. And I just want to share with you a bit of my thought process, something I share with a lot of my clients, whether to even invest, not just in my coaching program, but other workshops, seminars, coaching, and it allows them to make a more grounded intentional decision so that they do not waste thousands of dollars, hundreds of potential hours of wasted time. They're actually able to get the results that they want. And the very quick story is I used to be a huge seminar junkie. For those who don't know me, since I was 18 years old, right, I would pay for different programs, seminars, workshops, courses, videos, and I would get a lot of results to show for it. And this is exactly why I created even the term master implementers. It's a reminder to myself that I have to implement what I learned. And success most of the time is not just about having the right information, but it's about actually implementation instead. And thankfully, with that level of attitude of implementing what I learned, things have done pretty well. Generated about $5 million of revenue as a digital marketer for 2 different startups. Managed to generate a multiple 6-figure coaching business on my own end. Again, not because I had the right information, but because I also implemented. And so with that, and I invested in the right coaching programs as well. So before I share about the 3 questions you're going to ask before you invest in the coaching program, I think I'm going to cover some important mindsets first. And I think a very huge mindset that a lot of people miss out before investing in coaching program is number one, which is you want to accept that not all investments will go as planned. And the problem is, I see a lot of people when they invest in a coaching program, a mentorship, they think that that mentorship automatically means that they succeed. And it doesn't really go according to that place, right? Because why? Unless you're investing like agency or done for you service, you're a very different thing. If you're investing in a mentorship, right, or a coaching program, you have to realize that you got to put the work first, and that a result for someone else might not mean that it will result for you, because everybody has different levels of experience, skills, expertise, opinions, strengths, weaknesses. And so even if you join the program, you got to accept that not everything will go the way you want, right? And so one of the biggest mistakes is joining a program, right, or coaching and mentorship and hoping that it will be your lifesaver. And I have been a victim to the mindset many times where I think that that one program, that one seminar, right, is going to be the reason why my life will completely change. Probably not, right? Because why? Life is very going to be a series of investments in yourself, whether it's through time or money, right? Before you make the results you want. So I think having that mindset of realizing that even if you pay top dollar for premium coaching mentorship programs, not everything will go as planned. Because why? Everybody has different levels of experience, expertise, and you want to be very mindful of that mindset. Number 2 is do not expect to be spoon-fed. So I know a lot of people, great, intelligent, hardworking people, because I know marketers, gurus, coaches sell a very big dream, right? Thinking that when they join the program, they'll be spoon-fed, they'll know exactly what to do, they have the exact templates, scripts, strategies, everything they ever need. And they don't have to use their own intuition, their brain power, their skill sets, right, ever to succeed. And again, I get that part of it is because of the marketers' challenges, right? The way we get sold, the way you get marketed. But again, do not expect, right, to be spoon-fed, or do not expect for you to be just a headless soldier, right, just doing everything you're told and then get the success you want, because chances are doesn't always happen that way, right? So for example, the coach might propose you a certain strategy or a game plan, but it might not be aligned to you totally, right? Or he might be proposing something, but you might not be the exact kind of space or sector that might work for him. So let me give you a quick example. So one of my clients, right, name is Ting Yang, and even though my coaching program initially was more for startup entrepreneurs, people who do businesses, he was a full-time employee. But instead of whining or expect everything to be spoon-fed, right, what he realized was instead of trying for me to spoon-feed everything, he just constantly adapted and thought about how he could apply this, right, in his current role, which is right now he's doing sales for a big banking company, right, in Singapore. And because of that, not because I spoon-fed him every single tactical strategy ever needed, he adapted what he could and managed to generate, I think, more than $15 million of revenue in just the past 2 to 3 years. And so again, this is the power of not expecting to be spoon-fed, right? And realizing that you still have to use your own thinking, right? Your own critical thought, right? A bit of creativity, your own resourcefulness, your own alignment in order to maximize the program for you. Step number 3, right? In terms of third important mindset, which is can you accept the worst case scenario? So I know not everybody agree with this, which is my take is if you're not willing to accept the worst case scenario in the sense that if I invest this amount of money and I don't get a single benefit from it, I can still live, I can still be okay with it. So I guess some people talk about burning the boats, right? Totally get it. But I think personally for me, whether because I'm in the Singapore Asian mindset, I personally don't feel I would want to make investments where if it fails, my entire life in shambles, especially if I have commitments to make, whether it's for my family, my wife, right, my loved ones. I do not want to put them in a state. If it's myself, I can. All right, with myself, I don't mind actually, right, losing it all and then trying to get it all back. But the fact that maybe I have a family, right, people to take care of, I probably wouldn't want that to happen. So, for example, when I was attending Fun Acting Live a couple of years ago, when I was in USA, some people were actually like liquidate everything just to pay for that $997 USD ticket, and they don't even have accommodations where they would stay on a hotel lobby, right? They would try to crash into someone's room that they met during the event itself. And again, I respect the hustle, right? But again, for most people, especially let's say in the Asian society, I would actually ask you to think about what's the worst case scenario, and if you're not able to accept it, you might not want to make that investment as well, right? So that's something about. So with that, what are the 3 questions to whether you should invest in the coaching program? And these are 3 questions I asked myself before I made that major investment for myself as well. And so number 1 is I will only invest in programs that I'm willing to pay the real price for. And so what do I mean? So when I first started my personal growth journey, right, investing in programs, seminars, I would sign on to almost anything I could get my hands on. And every time I finish the event or attend the program, I actually feel very proud for having learned so much and that I have the power, right, to create deep, meaningful change. However, after many years in the space, I realized that my progress in life was actually pretty minimal. I didn't actually get as much results as I want. I learned a lot in my head, right? But I have little results to show for it. And that's when I realized that the choice to decide whether to invest, to join a new program, is not just about the monetary cost involved. It's the real price to pay. It's about, are you willing to apply and implement what you have learned, right, after the program? So, for example, right, the fact that I invested in this program, right, this business mindset program, the question is, am I willing to do the work, right, after joining the program in the first place? And if the answer is no, or the feeling is not a hell yes, I would really seriously consider about it. So, for example, I have some clients asking me, should they join a video editing program? Right, because videos are great, it's important. But then the big question I ask them is, are you willing to go through the work of doing videos for the next 3 to 6 months in order to succeed and to see the results coming on? And the answer is not a hell yes. You might want to seriously consider joining the program. No matter how much the marketers or the salespeople sell you the dream of getting amazing results. Again, it's not that it's not possible, it's just that, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to do the work or not? So fortunately right now, I'm very grateful that this is one of my most important criteria of whether to sign up for a brand new program or workshop seminar, which is, am I willing to implement what I learned and willing to pay the real price of it? And so the question is, how do we make the choice, right? How do you know that, are we willing to pay the price then, right? It's about, yes, being clear about your priorities, right? Whether you have enough time, whether it's your season of life. But I think the most important question, which leads to the second element, or the second question to ask, which is, you must be clear of what you want first. So, for example, in 2020, right, as a result of the COVID-19 lockdown, many people are stuck at home and thus using internet, social media way more than before. And so naturally, educators, right, and creators worldwide started capitalizing on this trend by releasing more information, more content, more lessons, right, more webinars, so on and so forth. And then it led to a new problem, which is still very true today thanks to AI, which is called information overwhelm. Right, and so when I observed this was happening even back in 2020, right, as I'm observing people and talking to people, I realized that the biggest struggle people had was not the fact they consumed a lot, was because of the fact that people weren't clear of what they really wanted. They were just consuming information after information after information, right? But my biggest tips for a lot of people who were being over and a bit of time, which is, once you're clear of what you want, right, you are not going to be overwhelmed anymore. Or anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath, ask yourself, what are my key priorities right now? So for example, when attending programs, right, do you want to pick up on investing to grow a income? Or do you want to focus on improving your mental wellness, right? Or do you want to address a single specific bottleneck of your business instead of trying to cover strategy, right? Or do you want to improve your relationships with your family and friends? Or lose weight? Or work on client success, work on recurring income, work on launching the business when you have a lot of information, working on refining a business model, working on alignment. So again, there are 20 million things for you to work on. The question is, are you clear of what you really want? And if you're not clear of what you want, then your priority is to get clear on what you really want. So for example, when I work with a lot of my clients, right, the first thing I get all of them to do is not to think of new concepts, new theories, new information, but just to validate their offer, validate the idea first. Because a lot of gurus give a lot of theory, but if it's not grounded in practical reality of situation, right, a lot of it will be useless. So when you actually validate the idea by serving people on the ground, right, your target audience, then you have the data for you to be able to do whatever else or apply what we have learned from other programs or other gurus and seminars. And that's why a lot of people who actually pay way more money to other gurus and coaching programs, right, come to me and get more results. Again, not because I'm smarter, more intelligent, but because we focus on what they really want first. And so that is number 2. So again, realizing is the more you say no to things that don't matter to you, that's not your priorities, the more you get to say yes to things that truly matter to you. So get clear on what you really want. And so then number 3, right, which is the right actions equals the right content, right? And again, I'm going to go deeper into action, but it's so freaking important, which is in the first 80% of my personal growth journey, I made a huge mistake. I focused on consuming as much as I could, as I thought the more I learned, the more successful I'd be. So again, when I joined the coaching or the mentoring program, no matter how expensive or how affordable it is, right, I focus on the top 1 to 3 actions I can take immediately instead of trying to take everything at once. So yes, I still take notes, right? I have a system called what I call the best note taking system, in a separate video. But one thing I take a note for every program, seminar, video is what are the 1 to 3 actions I can take moving forward from this program. So again, the big question is, you can write this down, how can I apply this? Or if you've already applied it, the question is, how can I apply this better? So again, by shifting my focus on action implementation, they are move way faster towards my goals in life. And that's a very powerful question, a very powerful reminder to have before you decide whether you have to invest in something or not. Okay, and so a very quick 4th bonus point of view, right, which is if you really wish to accelerate progress, in my opinion, yes, we can join courses, workshops, online videos, books, ebooks, guides, so on and so forth. But I really felt that what really accelerated my progress was engaging someone to help me out with personal feedback and personal responses to my questions. And so again, my take is, if you really want to accelerate your progress, yes, you can consume a lot, but the best way to improve your level of action or your effectiveness of action is getting someone who has already been aligned to your values, someone who has already achieved in what you wanted, and number 3, right, someone who actually understands or takes the time to understand your situation, right? And when you get someone like that to give you personal feedback and suggestions or recommendations to grow, whether it's your relationships, your health, your business, your life, or any other area, right, that's when you can accelerate the most. But again, like I said, don't just try to get feedback from anybody. Try to get feedback from people who have similar values to you, achieve the results that you want, and take the time to understand your situation. So that's what I do, right? So this is not just for the programs I've attended, but this is for the clients I've worked with, right? Which is if I feel that I don't have the same values as them, or I feel that I cannot resonate with their situation, I actually don't ask them, I actually don't invite them to join as well. And so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, right, this quick video and gives you a bit of better idea, right, about whether is it a right time for you to invest in that coaching program, that seminar, that workshop, whatever it is, right? Number 1, which is, do you think that you are willing to pay the real price for it? Number 2, are you clear of what you want, and is that course, program, seminar aligned to what you want in the first place? Number 3, right, what's the 1 to 3 actions can you take, right, from this entire program or seminar? And number 4, the big bonus, which if you want to accelerate progress, get someone who can provide you amazing personal feedback. Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. I'll talk to you very soon. And yeah, so what I've done is I actually invest in a $25,000 program, which is pretty huge for me at this point of time, this point of my life, for many different reasons, which I'll share more in the future. But if you want to follow my journey, subscribe, drop me a follow. You can check out some of the free resources I have below as well. Cheers!